Hello, hello. I am Mr. Demetrius Cotton. This is Speak Up 276 with my co-host.
I'm Aisha Salmon,
And I'm Taquita Spears.
and we
And
have
we
a
got a
special guest today. Would
I'm
you like to
Keith
introduce
Crowell.
yourself?
I'm Keith Crowell, President of Local 276. Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
You're so welcome. Thank you
Glad to
for
be here.
joining us today.
Yes,
I
thank
know
you.
I know you guys ready. I know you guys ready to come on in with it. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you all the answers. I'm gonna give you all the answers that I can give you. And I'm gonna be candid, as candid as possible. I'm gonna give you all the information that I can give you, and I like, I hope that we can be constructive about it because every answer, I can tell you not every answer you're not gonna like, So I just
never is.
walked the floor. I just walked the floor today in the plant, and yeah, some people got upset with me. Some people got upset, but one thing about it though, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Ooh, excuse me for swearing. I'm not gonna BS you.
No.
All right, so
Well, let's jump right into it. The first issue, the FMLA situation and the questionnaire. Um, what is the where is that coming from? Is what I want to know.
I have no idea. All right, the
You
first
Uh,
had,
time I
oh,
the first I don't use the FMLA, and the first time I heard about it was through social media. And me looking at some of the things that's going on with it, some people feel like there's some violations going on. So, and by that being in plant, that's something that the shop committee would need to address that. You know, that I couldn't even tell you how you call in for FMLA.
well, the first I heard about the whole questionnaire thing, I'm not gonna say the person's name, but she said, D, did you know that they can ask you questions regarding why you came in late using FMLA? Because I want to clarify. I think it has a lot to do with people coming to work and then leaving
Leaving.
using
Mm-hmm.
FMLA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or coming in late using FMLA instead of just. I mean, I'm not one of those people. If I'm using FMLA, it's gonna be for the whole
The
damn
whole
day.
day.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I know some people they do tend to come in and then leave. So she asked me the question and I said, well, I've never experienced that, so I can't speak on it. I said, but there's not a whole lot of questions that you need to answer when it comes to your FMLA. That is your medical privacy. They really can't question. That's why there's no blackout when it comes to FMLA. There's
Mm-hmm.
no nothing.
Uh-huh.
So,
If there is a questionnaire or if they're asking questions, they're doing that on their own, uh, just because they want to. You know what
Well,
I'm saying? So I don't.
so let me ask you this: FMLA, FMLA is worked with through uh, the sick leave people.
No.
Cedric.
Cedric, right?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. And so when you go and get your paperwork, you have to call Cedric to tell the reason why you do it, and then you have to put that excuse in, right?
Yes.
FMLA.
The
No.
application.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are approved for it, then there's nothing else to put in. You're simply calling. They ask, and then you really just inputting your information. They're gonna ask you your social and those simple questions like that. But once you're approved for it, it's nothing else to put in. Like it's in there already.
So how they know you using FMLA then?
Because
It shows up on the
you still
it
have
shows
to
up on
call in.
Chronos.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you still have to call
Okay.
in, or you can go on the website, but you still have to do it the 30 minutes, like if you was calling in any other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an option for FMLA.
So
And
who's
it shows up
asking
on
the reason?
Chronos.
So who's asking the reason why you're using it? Is uh
Okay, so the situation is because a lot of sometimes I'm one of the people that I call FMLA and
Mm-hmm.
I would go in late. Like for what my FMLA is for. Sometimes I can take my medicine, lay down, and if I feel better, I would go in and work.
Mm-hmm.
Long as it's before 2 o'clock, or if it's after 2, I won't go. So they saying that it's more so for people that are either coming in late or leaving, or coming in and leaving early. They want you to fill out this questionnaire.
And I have the
Um,
questions pulled up on there.
yeah. Read the questions.
The first one, I need to ask you a few questions regarding your need for FMLA. I am not asking for details regarding your medical conditions. The second one states, when did you start having a flare up? The third one, what work related event caused the flare up? The fourth, what job duties can you not perform? The fifth one, when did you know you were unable to perform the job duties? And then it gives them a reminder, the employer, that FMLA is for when they cannot perform any job duty, regardless of when they were asked or expected to perform it. The last one states, point out the timing when you learned of the new assignment versus when they notified management of the need to take FMLA. Record any response. So I'm guessing, Demetrius, what you said, if they're already at work working and then they want to call out, but then it goes to says, prior to pre-shift, I need to ask you a few questions regarding your FMLA leave. I'm not asking for details regarding your medical conditions. And the second one states, when did you know you would be late for work?
But you know what? Let me tell you, let me
But they,
speak
but
on
okay,
let
go
me
ahead.
speak on the FM. Let me speak on it because one, I've never experienced that. Those
Mhm.
nobody asking me no
Questions.
questions. But
Right.
like Aisha said, sometimes I take medication, and
Mhm.
sometimes you can, you start feeling away
Mhm.
and lay down for a little while, and you feel better, and then you decide you
Mhm.
want to go in. That happens. What I think
Mhm.
their problem is coming in that there's been people who punch in and then get upset about something and then they go home like 5 minutes into the shift. You know what I
I
mean?
know people like that.
That's where these are. That's why they want to know, like, did it just happen in the 5 minutes that you were here? Um,
Right.
me
Now
as for
that
me,
now it they can't. I don't mean to cut you off. That can happen because I have went because my the condition I have, I can walk in and be fine, and I can get to my job and I can have a flare up within
Mhm.
minutes of me walking into the
Mhm.
plant. So it
Yeah.
is possible. But my thing is, yes, you have those people that use it, they misuse it. They get mad at the
Abuse it.
supervisor and they want to
Mhm.
FMA out. I didn't seen it happen. I didn't seen it happen a couple times.
well,
But
well
my
it,
thing is, you still, I feel like you still are violating people's rights.
yes,
Right.
you are.
Right.
So,
What's
are you
happening is,
forced?
oh, I'm sorry, Keith, but what's happening is, like everything else since I've been working for General Motors, and I'm sure y'all too, everything that we have that gets misused, they try to come with something to combat it.
Another way.
That's
Right.
that's I mean, because I remember when I first started, even goes back to the calling in sick for work. When we first started, all we had to do was bring a doctor's note
Doctor's
and that was
note,
it.
yep.
You understand?
And
That was
then.
I mean, but then people started misusing that. So then that's when they
Hmm.
went to this VR thing, right? No more doctor's notes, not I mean, that's is unimportant now. So that's when more people started getting FMLA and taking more sick leave. It's always a constant battle because of the misuse. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can't speak to the questionnaire because I'm not really gonna answer. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not finna answer no questions. You know what I mean? I have FMLA, sir. It is with the that is above General Motors.
Mhm.
Uh, I was approved for it through Sedgwick. My doctor, my paperwork is correct. I'm not
Yeah.
finna be. I'm not getting questioned about why when I. Damn it! Right now, that. You know what I'm
So
So,
saying?
I
'Cause
don't
I have to ask
recommend
you:
that.
are you forced to answer these questions?
And
that
that's what
We
I was
don't know what
gonna
happened if we
say.
don't. We don't know. It don't
So
say like
that part, we don't
so
know because
So
It's
let
a
me
new thing.
Allegedly,
hold
we're going
on,
to be put on notice.
hold on.
Oh yeah,
Wait a
that's what
minute.
they said.
See, that's a problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they said. That they said
Mm-hmm.
got a whole lot of stuff messed up.
Right.
If Are they qualifying? Are they telling you before the questions are asked that you have to answer these questions?
Let's see.
I haven't
That-
had
I
it happen to
I don't
me. I
believe they
just
can
seen
put you on.
I seen
What would be
somebody
their
post it.
cause?
Right. I
Okay,
seen
hold
somebody
on.
posted on one of the pages.
At the top, if an employee requesting FMLA leave refuses to answer questionnaire, place them on notice for potential shop rule violation
What?
and ask the below applicable questions
What's the
during
shop rule violation?
Yeah.
76
What? See, that's why I wouldn't
interview.
answer because
Where's my
what is
screen?
the shop?
Oh,
There is no shop rule that I'm because I'm approved for FMLA. I have the
let me see.
paperwork. I have the proof. There
Oh,
is
Girl,
no
we
I
can't
don't
see
know.
that.
Oh,
We can't
no.
see
Girl.
it.
exactly.
There is no violation. I'm not. What am I violating?
Yeah.
Only thing I'm
Is that
violating
Cedric?
is
That's
yes.
Cedric
This
with
is a
that
No.
notice?
no.
No. No. No.
This is a printout of what's floating around in our groups. I wonder if I can send it to Chris and he
Honestly,
can post it.
it's like some supervisor that came up with a questionnaire, and because I don't know, I'm not
Y'all gonna have
answering it.
y'all. You know what? Because it's a lot. It's a lot in this, and it's some things
Mm-hmm.
that don't even sound right.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody needs to just wait and let the shop committee
Mm-hmm.
address that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I don't know if they addressed it yet or something like that. Is it a
Mm-hmm.
signature on the bottom of that?
No, no.
Where did it come
Uh,
from?
Let me see if I it was in one of our groups. I'm guessing
It
Yeah,
allegedly
somebody
someone
had
received it.
posted it, and they I guess they had got that paper. Somebody they supervisor gave it to them, and they posted
is
in the group
Oh,
like, have anybody experienced this? You know, and everybody was chiming in like, no, you know, because it was something new.
is it a letterhead on it?
no
No,
letterhead.
So that's
mm-mm.
Just
why I say
FMLA
See,
questionnaire.
I think that's
yeah, we
something that
can't.
some supervisor just came up with,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, I mean, everybody taking off with it until.
So,
Go ahead,
so,
Keith.
so let me say this to y'all. Do y'all know how big that is
Mhm,
to have to answer questions for
mhm,
FMLA? That's pretty
mhm,
big. All
mhm,
right. Something like that would have to be approved. First of all, it has to be approved through
mhm,
somebody of an
mhm,
authority, a GM. The union would have to would be involved in that, and they would inform the union of it. Now,
mhm.
I know in light of recent events, uh, some things would slide through the cracks, but it will get acknowledged if it's true, if it's real. Now, I'm talking about from somebody of leadership or authority. I don't know. This don't sound right to me. And I'm not saying it don't
Mhm,
exist. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying none of that. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
I'm just saying this is definitely one of those things that we need to let the shop committee and the chairman handle and get information
mhm,
on.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My only. Go ahead, Demetrius.
I really just think that's something that some supervisor took it upon
Yeah,
himself and printed up.
yeah, yeah,
That's why it doesn't have the little motion that it does have just came from that particular person posting it. And
yeah.
I mean, as union members, you know one thing we can do: we can spread something. We gonna
Yeah.
spread it. You know what I
Whether right
mean?
or wrong.
Anything,
Yeah.
yeah, we gonna spread it. So that's and especially something like that. So many people I
Mhm.
mean, and I mean, I don't. You know what? I'm not even sure that it came from a supervisor.
Right.
And I hate to say this, but as many people who get mad at those who have FMLA, there are actually people who get mad. That could have been
Yeah.
something that was produced on and just put out there. Like I'm not even putting no weight on to that and running with that
So,
until it gets
Now,
until somebody from our leadership says,
Do
"Hey,
you
this
hear
is
me shaking my head? No.
yeah,
What
because
my supervisor was talking about it, so it ain't nothing
oh
somebody put out.
and I'm happy you brought that up because
Mm-mm.
I think I told you this the other day. That supervisor came from Ford. And the
No, she
comment,
actually didn't. She actually didn't.
okay,
I talked to her last night. Her
okay,
experience came from Ford, but she came from
okay,
someplace in Fort Worth. When
okay.
she was laid off, she applied because I asked her.
So
I said, "You from Ford?" And she was like, "No, her experience as a supervisor. She
it's
had
from
8 years
Ford.
in Ohio from there."
Okay.
So the person that told me that didn't get the whole story. So I answered last night. But still,
But it came allegedly it came from someone in 15 received it, right? And then to me it's just perfect timing on when that group leader started. Now all of a sudden this then popped up
right."
after
So
all the years
it
we've
might have.
had
I
issues.
think it just came from a supervisor, but it didn't go through the proper channels of going through
Right.
our leadership and getting approved and notated through our leadership. Until that happens, I'm not even giving no energy to
So
but
it.
you
To
know
be
what?
honest,
I can guarantee you it didn't come from her.
mhm.
But this is
Mhm.
my thing. I just wish, and I'm not saying that he can tackle everything that's on
Mhm.
social media, but when it's
Mhm.
things like that that gets the
Mhm.
whole membership in an uproar, I
Mhm.
know he's being texted about it, called about it, seeing it. I just wish our chairman would respond to things like that.
Mhm.
Things to,
but
because
Yeah.
one live, one post can shut a lot of shit down. You
Mhm.
know what I'm
So let
saying? But when you go silent and you don't say nothing, and the membership is up in the uproar because we don't had people that had committee calls about it. People don't
Mhm.
ask their committee people about it. So I know the word is around. So
Right.
my thing just be like,
so let me say
say
this.
something,
Let me
address it.
say this. Let me say this about
Okay.
response about leadership responding. And
Mhm.
listen to me carefully.
Hmm.
Your real time, your real time is different
Nah.
from my
Yeah.
real time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your real time is different from Kenny Hines' real time.
Correct.
Kenny just can't get something off the floor, turn around and get a response to it. Because he got a
Mhm.
checklist he got to go through to make
Yeah.
sure what he's saying is right. Because
Right.
there's a lot of
Right.
And
liability. For one, there's a lot of
research
liability
facts.
in it. He got
Yeah.
to research the fact. He got to
Yeah.
find stuff. All right. But when he comes, you read his. Have you read
Yesterday, his report.
his report?
Yeah.
You see
We
how
speak on
detailed
it.
that is. He had to
Yeah.
go get that information. You
Yeah.
this is a membership of 5,000 people. This is not, and the position he has. It's not a knee jerk position where you can respond by what you think is right or by what sounds right or what is emotionally right. He
All
I,
right.
got to do some leg work.
I'm
You
glad
know
you
what I'm
said
saying?
Right.
that, my brother. I'm glad you said that.
Here we go.
My I'm glad you
But
said
let
that.
me
See,
before you change the subject,
I'm not gonna
Demetrius,
change the
let me
subject.
okay, let me
Right.
say this.
Go ahead.
You're right, Keith. Y'all real time is not our real time. But I feel
Mhm.
like a week, we all on real time at that point. This was
Mhm.
on Sunday. Oh no, this was Friday night or Saturday. Because I think it was Saturday.
Weekend.
I don't can't remember. It was over the weekend. Now
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not saying you gotta put out no long detailed message.
What's up,
You
Leonard?
Mhm.
How you
can
doing,
say
brother?
this. You can say this. Hey, I see what's going on the floor with this FMLA. I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a minute. Don't panic about it. If you have any
Mhm.
questions, put a committee call in
No.
with your committee person. And once I get to the bottom of it or get more information, I will
Yep.
let you guys as a membership know what's going on moving forward.
Okay.
You
Hey,
can
Let
Keith.
it
me
don't
let me
that
say
ain't
this.
saying that's not a knee-jerk reaction or response.
Mhm.
That's just
Mhm.
saying I'm aware of what's going on. I don't have all the
Mhm.
facts right now. Once
Mhm.
I get them, I will let y'all know. But just know I'm paying
Mhm.
attention and I'm aware, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Let me say
Well,
this.
oh, go ahead.
Our committee person, both of them, I spoke with them and it made sense to me.
Hey,
I don't
Leonard.
know if it'll make sense to you guys. One of them said when they present it to you, tell them, I don't feel comfortable filling this out. Then put in your committee call. Or when they give it to you, immediately ask for a committee call, contact them, and then go from there. I know Chris posted about calling the Department of Labor and all of that and stuff. So I know our committee, I can't speak on other committees, but 17, 15, 13 trim, paint, summer trim, paint drivers, they are aware of it and they are talking with us, holding this conversation with us. So I appreciate them on that.
Okay.
And that's all it
So
takes.
let me
Yeah.
say this. I can
Hello, Miss
assure you,
Angela. I don't want to say your name wrong, Miss Henry. Shit.
Leonard,
I can assure you, I can assure you he's aware of it. Now that's one issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Ima- as the chairman in that plan, imagine all the issues he got to address.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he has a lot. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I
he
know.
got
Hey,
he
hey,
got somebody. He got somebody else that answers for him too.
listen, listen. One thing I've always said, right? That crown, when you're the shop champion, you are our leader, right? That comes with a heavy crown sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as a leader, that the leader in leadership, you 5,000 people, right? So it's a part of your job. Well, I don't care what time you're on, your time, my time, whoever time, to evoke confidence in your membership, right?
Okay.
To 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 at all times try to eliminate possible chaos. Am I
Okay.
correct? Anybody disagree
Yes.
with what I just said?
Nope. Demetrius, hold
No,
on.
no.
James, James Grano. Yeah,
Randall.
you can ask a question. Go
Yeah.
ahead. We keep talking to you when you until you post your
Yes.
question. So
So
go
my
ahead.
thing is this: when it comes to that position, I'm never down on any uh information being presented, but
Okay.
it's the way it's presented. Like
Okay.
you can cook a meal and just throw it on the table. The food may be good, but if you just throw my food in front of me, I, I'm a feel away. But if you come and present it
Presentation.
to me in a nice way,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
then I appreciate that. Well,
Okay.
the other day, a lot of people got it confused with, and I know Kenny took a big hit this week. A lot of people got it confused because they thought that people were coming at him for the information. It honestly, a it is a blow to Arlington to have an overflow plant building the same product you are building. If that's what the case is going to be, yes, that is a issue. My problem is he came with the not good for Arlington,
Yeah, the
presented the
caption.
information, and then when people started chiming, you posted something. If you
Yeah.
post something, then you have to be ready to stand on your shield and listen, and whatever comes with that. You
Right.
have to whatever comes with it. Don't turn off comments. Now that's like you saying that's like you smacking me and then leaving out my house. Well, I'm not finna follow. I'm gonna
Correct.
follow you. What are you
Correct.
talking
Yeah.
about? This is your
Uh,
membership.
right. Hold
Demetrius.
that thought, Demetrius. Hold that thought.
James
Right.
responded, and Keith,
Can you see that, Keith?
April, I
Can
would
you
Yes.
see
like for
can you
you,
see the comments?
From James Grinnell,
yes.
Randall.
Yeah, can
He
you answer
says,
that question?
because how you explained it to me yesterday, it put things in perspective, and that current high alertness that I was on, it kind of calmed down my spirit. So his question is,
Yeah.
for new union members who have less than 2 years of seniority, are they allowed to transfer if a spot opens up at a different plant, or do they have to wait until they hit 2 years? Because somebody explained the process to me, and I'm guessing the question arose from all the information that's been put out the last couple of days.
Basically like a 96 move.
Okay.
I'm
So
assuming.
is he? he has seniority. He has 2 years seniority. I don't I don't
or
recall ever
less.
reading. I don't recall ever reading anything in the contract to say that you got to have so many amount of years to put in for a transfer. I
Right.
So on
but
the
once
I
you're
read.
highlight,
seniority,
I recall hearing some. I recall reading something like that
I
in the
have the
contract. I
contract
can't
for the
verbatim what it was,
here it
okay, so
but
goes.
I
On the highlighted one for this contract, page 20,
okay,
it states after the relocation allowance, it's a 2 year seniority requirement for
yeah,
transfer.
that's what I
Members
thought. I
with
remember
less
reading
than
something.
2 years seniority will be eligible to transfer via Appendix A within their area hire. Let me
okay,
see if I can send this to Chris.
okay.
So basically, the
Hold
process.
on.
I guess that's
He
new.
right. So,
I've
but
never heard of that. That's wow,
what
that's
I
new.
had read in the new contract when I printed all the stuff up. And I read,
Yeah.
and I remember reading something. It was I couldn't verbatim the time frame, but I remember like if you had so much of time, you couldn't transfer. You had to wait till you
Mhm.
got to that. I just couldn't remember the number. But
Okay.
Mr. President, can you still explain to him because you've been through this process a few times? Just explain the process, not for just him, but for the membership, everybody that's watching, so they know moving forward what the process is. If you do decide you want to transfer somewhere else.
You said once you acquire, have you acquired it 2 years?
Yeah, just speak on the whole transfer process, just for everybody that's watching moving forward. So it's something that they know they have the answer to. Because I know you done been through it just many times as I have. So you kind of it might be a few things that change, but I'm sure the whole process as far as like how do you go about putting in, what are you going to look for it at, what's the steps, basically just that.
Okay. Well, considering what I just experienced with this contractual information right here, this 2 year thing, uh, I I don't want to put something out that's wrong because that 2 year thing is something new to me.
Yeah, that
I
blew me.
I'm just speaking
never heard of
on the
that.
transfer process,
I am
Keith. Just
too,
the transfer process.
and I don't know if the process has changed.
Okay. Okay.
Just like that situation right there with the two. Now you got to have 2 years to
Well, I knew
transfer.
that was put in. I knew it was something that in the contract about that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, and the best person to ask, again, the best person to ask that is the person that's an authority at the contract. That
Okay.
would be that would be your commitment or your zone.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but I don't want to step on nobody's toes either and put out the wrong information. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
it's most likely you have to do
I,
how many people that that particular plan is asking for, because they always ask for a certain number.
well, as of right now, Lake Orion is not going to be. It's not going to be a open transfer portal anyway. From what the letter Kenny has put out yesterday said, it's not going to be a whole. I want to transfer because we might something might happen here. It's not. It's not going to be that. It's just as of right now, what I read is just going to be for overflow. It's not going to
Asia,
be no.
Asia,
Yes.
are you talking about the Are you?
You
I'm thinking you talk about
confused?
a regular transfer. You're talking about a transfer when you look when to follow the product kind of deal.
No,
Nah, she
I don't
was
know what. No, I'm just saying because I'm assuming people, and this is why I say be transparent. Give us more information. I think people is just trying to weigh their options just in case. Because, like I said on my post the other day, the rumor mills will start when
Mhm.
you don't give us the information. And I think people, and just going to work from Monday till today, people are panicking regardless of what they say now, because my thing is this: first impressions is everything.
I
And
don't.
hold on, some things you cannot take back, some things you cannot correct, some things you have to do right the first time. In my opinion, that whole post was a shit show. And I'm just gonna be frank. It was a
I
shit show.
disagree.
You
I
might
disagree.
disagree, Mr. President, and let me speak my piece, and then you can speak yours. The
Okay.
reason I say it was a shit show because you can't give ahead and say not good for Arlington, post something about an overflow
The
when
caption.
you got all these new people in here that ain't never been nowhere else. Don't know nothing different. This
Okay.
is all they know. And
Okay.
then you get about 10 or
Oh,
15 comments with people asking questions, and you cut the comments off. And then you don't say
That
nothing
part.
else.
That's what I
So let
didn't
me
like.
let me
That's
get
where
an
the shit
understanding of
show
this
comes.
right quick.
Hold on, let me finish. That's where the show comes in for me because the chairman. Now, if that was some shit I posted, that's different. I'm just a member. I don't owe nobody nothing. Don't nobody owe me shit. I come in there, punch in, do my job, and I leave. But that is our chairman. You are our eyes, our voice, and our ears. You know everything that's gonna happen there before we do. And I just feel now I'm not saying him posting it was a shit show. I'm talking about cutting the comments off. We look up to him to lead us.
Say that part
He
again,
he
Aisha. Say
we
that
look
part
up to
again.
him to lead us as
Hey,
a whole. We look to him to give us answers to problems inside the plant because that's his job. That's the job he
it,
ran for. That's the job he asked to be voted in for.
it's
All I'm saying is transparency is key. I just had a meeting with him, and I told him, and I told my committee person, my biggest issue with this plant is communication, lack of communication. That was lack of communication. You can't drop the mic and then cut the comments off because you don't like what people saying. You need to hear the membership, hear their gripes, hear what their concerns are, so you know what you're dealing with moving forward. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't tell us, but
Keith.
don't
I'm
tell
going
us and then cut the comments off.
Hey, Keith. If
I'm going to say this because me being on this side of the house as president, I know some things that you don't know, and I'm going to say this part of it. Nobody knew that that was happening. I'm
mm-hmm.
going to tell you this: the sky
Yeah,
fell yesterday.
yeah.
The sky fell yesterday, and when he found out the sky fell, he did he put it out there that it's real and it's not good.
all right, well, let me let
And
me
more
let me
information
respond
is
to that, Keith.
to follow.
Let me
Now,
let me let me respond to that, Keith. Again, I don't have a problem with him presenting the information, right?
The
But
captioning.
if my leader shows weakness and we're going into battle, then damn, I don't have the confidence. That the panic comes in. If me and you somewhere and you like, well, D, look, we're gonna have to fight our way out of here. But goddamn, they got so and so outside. That motherfucker can fight. I'm like, well, shit.
we got to go. We got to
We
still
still
Well,
go.
gotta go. Like I
We
want
still
you
got to
to be
go.
like, you know what? Hey,
We
they
got it.
got old boy out there, but shit, we gonna do our one too. We gonna still fight our way out of this. You understand? We gonna
Yeah.
still be okay. Even though you might in your head, you might be like, shit, we finna get our ass whooped outside because they got
yeah.
old boy out there. But
Okay.
at least,
But we all swinging together. We're a
yes,
whole.
at least give me something that makes me want to go out there and fight behind you.
And
And
he
y'all
And
did.
know
and
I
And
love
he did.
playing devil.
He did. But
Oh,
he
okay, so
again,
this is
he went.
because I
okay.
Now
love playing
I
devil's
can't speak to the
advocate.
comments. I can't speak to the comments part of it. But as far as the information part of it, y'all, we got to give Kenny high grace on this one because
But
I
wait a
was
minute.
there.
This is where.
He
But
didn't
this is the
know.
thing.
Didn't
This is
nobody
where you
know.
see.
Amen.
This is my thing. People getting it misconstrued. Why everyone is in an uproar? It ain't about him making a post. We appreciate him giving us heads up of what's coming down the line. It's the
It's the
cutting the comments
caption.
off. Is the caption.
The
The cutting the
caption in
comments
the
off is what the
comments.
problem is. So y'all getting it twisted. I appreciate him posting it and giving us a heads up of what's coming up the line. It's the
Okay.
cutting the comments off, and
Okay.
it ain't the first time he has done it. And
Right?
my thing is
Okay.
It
this:
looks cowardly.
why
It looks
we have
cowardly.
to go? We
So
have to go
let's
to other pages and depend on each other to get information. We asking questions. You know he see all that. Why we
So
can't comment under the post that you made on?
Aisha.
And,
So let's dissect our argument then. Let's
yeah.
Okay.
separate the argument
Yes.
because
Okay.
to say like he did something wrong to give y'all the information, more information to follow. The sky fell. But this is
Right.
really about him turning off comments. I hear more about the information that was put out than I hear about him turning off comments. You understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking for the information itself. The sky fell. He's human. He did the best he could at the moment because everybody was there when it hit. Did nobody know how this could be, how it happened? Caught him off guard. And the first thing he did do is let the membership know this is an official statement. It's
Hey,
true.
hey,
Right. And
he
I
has been in
I'm not
position
mad
long.
about that.
Look, he has been in position long enough, right, to
Okay.
mm-hmm.
understand the position he's in.
Okay.
So the information was 100% dead on, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are our leader,
Mm-hmm.
you're the top of the food chain. Just like you just said, there's information that we are not privy to. So
Yeah.
if this is all we got, I just said 20 minutes ago, this membership can do one thing. We're going to run with something, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's chaotic, whether it's a good thing, whether we're going to run with it. He did not, to me, in my opinion. And I see
Mm-hmm.
people coming in talking about it's social media. Well, he chose to put that out there. I mean,
So
you can make you make a decision, stand on it. Yeah,
That's
it
his
don't matter.
page.
Everybody
So
not
and
going to like everything you say. Just
so
like you said.
I I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
B,
go ahead.
but a lot of listen, you talking to a president that take a lot off people.
right.
I know
All
you
right.
do.
I take a lot. I
I
take a
know.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he go to
I
deal
give
with
you a little
this.
bit.
Yeah, and he go to deal with this. I
Mm-hmm.
can ignore you because I'm human too. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's saying the same thing. They mad with this and that. It become antagonistic. I got a
Mm-hmm.
family I got to go home to. I got grandkids. I want to hug the kids to have a good time, a good day with. But if the world beating you up, come on. It takes a
Right.
toll after a while. It takes a toll. Now, by no means, I'm not excusing. I'm not excusing, but I'm explaining. We human, bro. We human. And it's hard to stand on that podium. Somebody threatening you. Somebody want to take you out. Somebody want to blame you for everything that go on in the plant. Somebody want to drag you through the mud every chance they get. And the only thing you trying to do is do the best job that you can with the information you have at that moment. And that's hard, D. Everybody can't
Yeah.
walk this walk.
Well,
Right.
Keith tell me all the
well,
And
time,
that's
Keith,
why
I
that's
we
don't
a,
understand how you
hey.
could take
That's why
that.
everybody don't try to become a shop chairman. That's his position.
but
I
and I
Or
say
That,
or
this.
a president.
I
some,
say
hey,
this
some,
because I
hey,
love being
you, hey,
devil's
did anybody
advocate.
force you to become president?
No, I
All right,
signed up.
and that's right. You signed up,
Yeah,
right?
Say
yes,
You
something.
yes,
asked for the membership to have confidence
And
in you that you can do your job,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
So if you once you sign up for a position, you have to take everything that comes with the position. That crown
yes.
get heavy sometimes.
mhm.
A lot of
And that's
times
the
you get the
crown.
kickback and pat yourself on the shoulder and said, "Hey, this what I did. This what I
Yeah,
did." And sometimes you got to fight back. That's
yeah.
all. Just say
And that's
something. Give us some. I don't even care. The information was 100%. Yes,
yeah,
the information was on point. He
Right.
got it. He
Right.
gave it to us, right?
Right.
But it was
But it's the
presented in a fear.
delivery. The
It was presented
delivery.
in a fearful way.
Yeah.
It wasn't presented in a way that, hey, this is not a good thing for us, but we gonna be okay.
Right.
D,
This is not, huh?
did you say it was presented in a fearful way or
Yes,
fierce way?
yeah, a fearful way. Yes,
What is he
A
saying?
did
more
you read the
fearful.
caption? Did you read it? Did you read his caption?
Let me see. Hold
Can
on.
I say something here? Can I say
Yeah.
something here? When he
Whose
made
voice is that?
this is
That's
that's
Chris.
the
Chris.
that's the ghost.
Listen,
That's the ghost of Christmas past.
listen.
The
When
man
he
behind the
said
scenes.
when he made the post, he started off with just chaos and confusion, not good for Arlington, and that with no context in just the
Yeah.
post of the letter.
More info
Not
to
good for
come.
He didn't say no more information to come. I'll follow up with some
details
more
come out.
information for you. I'll give you more details when I get them. He didn't say that. All he said was not good for Arlington and posted the picture. And then when people started making questions on there, asking him about it, that's when he turned off the comments.
And that's where the problem come in at for me.
Came in
Mm-hmm.
because
Uh
he
oh, we
should
lost.
Now
That's where
you
the
know.
problem come in for me
yes, sir.
That's
because
it.
Because he should have left
it,
comments on.
Hello?
People ask their questions,
Mm-hmm.
notes
Mm-hmm.
from those questions, and then respond.
don't touch nothing, Mr. President. Don't touch
All right.
nothing. We can see
I'm
you.
taking everybody's questions. I see everybody has questions. When I get more pertinent information, I will let you all know. Don't just cut the comments off and leave people standing out in the wind with their drawers hanging out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
I
Let
told
me
him
say
don't
this.
touch nothing.
Let me say this. He did say not good news for Arlington. More info to come as details come out. Cause I screenshot it
We see.
and
Hold on,
sent it.
Squid. Mr. President, we see you. Don't touch nothing.
Oh, okay.
And we
Okay.
can hear
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
But
cuff your
let me
Oh,
own. Did I
play
say that?
devil's
Cuff the on.
advocate. Let
Cuff
me
them
play
on.
devil's
all right.
advocate
Yeah, there
real
you go.
quick.
Cuff them on.
Okay, so hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna read some of these comments real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna go back
Go to
to.
local
Andrea, put on Andrea.
276 for
Okay, the
truth.
James guy said, I'm just asking about a regular transfer, not pertaining to the follow your work or 96 transfer. I'm looking for more information and explanation to Appendix A. That's what I asked you. Keith, I was just saying, explain the process as it
Okay.
was, as you know of it being.
Okay. So as I know it to be, you had to call it. Do they still have the NHPC? And you had to put into the and put your transfer in.
Go to Socrates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call them, or you can go to Socrates and have and put it in. And you put in. You get 3 requests for a plan. You put in your in the order that you want to go to. And when a position open, they're going to check by seniority order. Everyone who wants to go, they're going to go in seniority order and offer them that plan as they go down. And then when they come to you, you either accept it or you do not, or you refuse it. However, if
Correct.
you refuse it, I think it used to kick you out the system for like what, 6 months or something. You can't you have to
Can't put in
reapply
nowhere for
within.
like, yeah.
You couldn't go nowhere for like 6 months, and then you had to
I
reapply
think
again.
that I think that part of the process changed too, though,
Oh wow.
in the new
Okay.
contract.
Let
I ain't
me
gonna verbatim what the words is, but I remember reading something about that part
let me go
about
find it.
when you, yeah, I think that part changed about if you don't accept it. I think the
Okay.
wording, I think some of the language in that changed.
Okay.
Can I read this comment from Miss Andrea Brown?
Yes.
She
Andrea
says,
Brown.
I don't care about the comments being cut off because all everyone does is start saying XYZ is going to happen when no one really knows. My issue was his delivery. Very fear
Mm-hmm.
mongering. Now,
Where's the fear mongering?
like,
Because what he
Not
said is true,
good.
see,
and that's true. It's not
it's
good.
all
That's
right.
true.
And that's
That's a
fine.
fact.
See, this is what I mean.
Then don't cut the comments though.
If Aisha would have put the same thing, the same post, it would have been very small, right? But when you're shop chairman, I don't know about everybody else, but I look for my shop chairman to be our leader because he is the top of the. He is our leader here, right? He's the shop chairman, correct? So I look for him. I look for you uh, to be our strength. To be when we get the chaotic, I want y'all to say something. Even if you listen, say something to make me feel better. When your lady is getting dressed and she don't have on something that's typically appealing, you don't just be like, "Girl, take that ugly ass shit off," because you gonna get smacked. But if you say, but if you say, "Damn, baby, I wanted you to wear that such and such because I'm about to wear something similar," you get the same. You're gonna get her to change, but you ain't gonna get the smack. You understand that?
You and these
It's
examples.
the approach to everything.
It's
Your
the
approach
approach.
gotta be right.
Okay.
If you just tell
Okay.
her, "Hey, that shit look ugly as hell on you,"
So
you in
let me share
you
this
in
part
trouble,
with you. Let's talk about this ugly ass dress right quick.
boy.
To somebody that's been to somebody that's been around a while, or who may have been in an overflow plant, like a lot of Wisconsin people in our plant, a lot of Lake
We,
Orion people in our plant. Hold
Lake
on.
Orion, we was overflow.
Like, let's not forget the shutdown plant, Louisiana.
I've
When
been
he
there.
said, okay, so when he said this is not good, was the fear mongering for us? Did
You
we
said
Not for
what?
me.
agree with this is
Not for
not
me.
good? Or did we
No,
know he was
no.
right when he said this is not good?
I knew he
Mhm.
was right.
We know.
Okay.
We
We
know.
know.
People,
Okay.
the
The
people that's
new
been somewhere
hires,
Okay.
else.
But
Okay.
the
you
new
have people
hires.
like this young
But
man that
somebody
got
like
less than two
Taquita,
years.
no.
Right.
They
So
don't.
and that's the point I was about to make. And this is where we come in at this is where the union,
Mhm,
Asia, Cotton, this is where we come in to explain things to them what it is.
mhm,
Because they don't know. They knew this is their only plan. You got
mhm,
people that can get hired in off the street, don't have a clue about union, don't have a clue about the GM process or none of that.
mhm, mhm.
But
So
my
if
explanation
she's
gonna be the truth, though.
you know what?
My explanation gonna be the truth.
His explanation was true.
No, you said that's where
It
we
was
come
just the
in at.
delivery.
But I'm not going to sugarcoat what it could be because I have been in my plant was an
Yes.
overflow plant for Fairfax, and we
And
made a
he
better quality product. And guess what happened
yeah,
to us?
right.
We
And he
still
didn't
closed down.
and he did no, we didn't make a better product than Fairfax. Than
Yes, we did.
Fairfax. No, we didn't. Our numbers was horrible. No, we
Keith,
didn't. Our number was horrible.
when we first got the Malibu, they started giving us more. Now you can go back and fact check this. They started giving us more product because in the beginning, when we started making the Malibu, we were making a better quality than than Fairfax was. Now down the line, some shit happened while we closed, but I'm just saying we was an overflow plant. We started getting more product in the beginning from Fairfax
In the beginning. Okay, I
because
give
we
you
were
that.
making a better
I give you that.
quality.
Yeah, yeah, I give you that. You're
But
right.
what I'm saying is, even though we was overflowing, we was making other products, we still closed at short notice. And you know that.
Yeah,
After they did a big ass hire, they hired over
yeah,
800 some
Mhm.
people
right.
in '08 and
And we was
still
forced to
closed
go to
down
Fairfax and
on a
Lordstown
96 mode.
on a 96 move.
How
So
many plants? Go ahead, go ahead.
so and here's the thing about this whole thing. I think people are panicking because you got a lot of people
Mhm.
saying little snippets of this and snippets of that, and they trying to piece together a whole picture. So
Hmm.
With
let me paint this
limited
picture
information.
with limited information. So let me paint this picture right quick. In America, it's not good to have an overflow plant. It's not good to have two plants that's making the same product.
Mhm,
The only
mhm,
successful plant I know that have two plants that's making the same product is Fort Wayne, but they're not the same. They the only plant in America. The other plants they make their product is Canada and Mexico. So they can
Hmm.
pretty much control. They can pretty, huh? Oh,
no,
so
you're good.
they can pretty much control their output a little bit more. But when you got two plants doing the same product,
So
whipsaw gonna
true,
happen.
Leonard. Hmm. Something Leonard said was true. He said, but to be honest, they can run their business how they see fit. I've seen them invest billions in a plant and then turn around and close it the next year. Shreveport.
Shreveport,
I was
Uh,
look. I was
Oklahoma,
at Shreveport
what
beach.
was the
They had a
plant?
brand new plant.
What was the plant in Atlanta that they closed? That was the only one.
yeah,
Jamestown, Lordstown, all them plants closed. The only
Lordstown
thing
was old.
there closed. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
just saying, like they be like, oh, they never close this plant.
so
Now that's
They
in
might
that
not.
letter, it said they want to meet the demand, right? Well, the
yes.
demand is high. They're going to balance out to meet the schedule. What makes the schedule? The demand makes the schedule. The demand
Mhm.
is telling you, yo, y'all got to go three shifts. Yo, y'all got to go down to one shift. Yo, y'all gonna have to get some help. Y'all need another plant. But when that demand drop
What you
and
think
you
they
got to
gonna
fix
do?
That's
the
when it
schedule,
closed.
what's gonna happen?
Somebody gonna
We
get it.
we we know.
Okay, and so
And this
okay,
is understood.
we
Look, I
So,
was
but
in
for
Linden.
those that
Look,
don't
I,
know,
I've
the
been in several plants
uncertain,
that's closed, no longer on the map no more. I've been
yeah,
in Linden, they closed.
yeah,
Shreveport had a brand new plant. When I transferred to Shreveport, they told me, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, you good for at least 20 years here." Well,
yeah,
damn, that lasted about 25% of that, and
yeah,
that shit is no longer there. And it was different. It'd be different circumstances to why plants closed. My
yeah.
thing is, I'm not dogging him for the information. I'm glad
right,
you put it
right,
out there.
Right,
'Cause
right.
and
Okay,
it's not good.
okay,
It's not
okay.
good for longevity of a plant when you have two plants building the same damn thing. That's
Yes.
right.
when that's when the people up in Detroit come together and say, "Oh, like you said, if the demand drop, then they're gonna do whatever is most cost efficient for them. If
For the
if
company.
it's least cost efficient for them to keep that plant going and eliminate Arlington to two shifts or one shift, well, that's what they're gonna do,
Let's talk
right?
about cost
Hmm.
efficient. D. I'm glad
Okay,
you brought cost efficient in. Let's talk
so
about cost efficient.
it's
So
gonna that's what it's gonna come down to.
because you
My issue is I just want my leader to have a little to present something a little better. This not his first rodeo. This not his
okay.
first rodeo. He done been through strikes. He done been through other. This not the first time people have jumped on his head about something. Just say something like, "Hey, this not a good. That's it's never a good thing for two plants to be building the same product." But I'm confident
Yeah.
here at Arlington, we gonna be all right. We may go through some changes, but at the end of the day, we gonna be all right. Is there anything
And
wrong with
let's
Yeah.
saying that as a leader?
No,
let's
not at
show
all.
him grace right now because the situation could be um I'm not going to say too much to handle, but the situation is new to him because, as Keith stated, this was all new to them,
Every
to us,
yeah. It
the
came out.
union
Yeah.
and management.
Yes.
Um, so it caught everyone off guard. Yeah, the scare tactic from his post put everyone in an uproar, but maybe that's what he was feeling at the time. I believe in showing people grace.
It,
And then immediately the next day he came and released a detailed report, whether
yes.
it was, to
Yes.
clean
Yes.
up damage, whatever the
No,
situation is. He came immediately the next day instead of a couple of days, letting us wonder the what ifs, the possibilities, and stuff
let
like
me
that.
let me shed some light on that gap.
Hmm.
And I'm speaking as the president, of course, 'cause I'm there. We had to call international. We had to get GM on the phone. We had to get down to the bottom of what's the particulars, who's who, what needs to be put out, where this come from, why, who, what,
Hmm.
why, when, and where.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, I gotta go to bed because I gotta be in the plant at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, when I get up, we're gonna call Lindsay. Lindsay, here it is. Put this out. Hurry up. He put it out. I don't think his intent. I can tell you, his intention wasn't to fearmonger.
All right. Well, that's
Hmm.
what happened.
That's how it came across.
Leonard, it's clear that Kenny Hines is one of your favorite people, my brother, and that's fine.
We got to
That's
show
fine.
each
But he's
other
not one of
grace.
mine. And I'm gonna speak my mind.
Yeah,
So
by all means.
Leonard, I appreciate you commenting in, but it's clear that he's one of your you defended him, boy. You Johnny Cochran for it. That's
Wait,
cute,
hold on.
man.
So
But
let me
we
say
all
this.
should be
Hey,
defending
No,
each
no,
other.
no. I'm
You
good.
said
I'm
what?
good.
Fighting amongst each other.
I
It ain't no fight, but we
just
have opinions and we just need to call.
Right.
My thing is this.
Right.
I'm about accountability. This ain't no, oh, that's my chairman, so I'm gonna give him grace all the time and this and that, and I'm gonna watch what I say and all this. No, I'm gonna hold you accountable when you need to be held accountable. I'm not
Right.
saying,
Right.
and I don't know, I'm not the chairman. I would never want to be. I don't know what was right and what was wrong process of doing it. I'm not, that ain't my right about none of that. I'm very appreciative that he gave us a heads up when he got the information.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
But my
Right.
thing is this: y'all said, "Oh, he didn't know how to do it." It was a you the chairman. You got to sit and think. Sometimes you got to sit and think before you say. I always get
I'm
told,
just
"Hey,
messing with you,
sometimes you
Leonard.
need to
Don't.
think
I'm
before you
just
say
messing with
shit."
you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my only thing is, yeah, it might not that might not have been his intention, But that's how it came across.
That's
And
how
for
I
a
came
whole
across. Yeah.
24 hours,
Yeah.
people was in an uproar. That's all. So, Quinn, you know, that's all that was going on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, this, that,
Yeah.
oh, I'm finna start doing. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to go.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to go do this. I'm gonna have to go do
information
that.
Panic mode.
information is taken different coming from different people. If it
Okay.
would have came, that same information would have came from somebody else, it would not have caused a bigger uproar. But when it comes from your shop chairman and some people take it as a fear tactic, then that's what they're gonna run with. But I could have said the same thing. Aisha could have said that. But Keith, if you would have posted the same thing, they would have looked at you like, "What damn?" It,
He
Right.
that's
did
not.
Right.
post it, but he didn't cut the comments
And
off.
let's and Miss Henry said
So can I
That
can I
girl
say
Miss
mad about
something?
them
Henry
comments.
said Miss
No,
Henry
my thing
said,
is this.
my opinion, the information
Look,
came to Kenny
everybody
out
is
of
saying it's the
nowhere.
delivery. Everybody
It's
is
the
He went
delivery,
into
chiming
right?
in.
panic mode. He let us know. We then panicked and we had 1,000 questions he couldn't answer. Let's give him a chance to come back. And
Okay.
uh that makes me think about would he be open to coming on a podcast show one day, maybe soon, within the next week or so? And it's not to bash
Not week.
him or anything
Not
like
next week,
that.
Next
but
few weeks.
Uh,
yeah.
Few weeks. We won't be here. Remember,
yeah, oh yeah,
few
next
weeks.
week. That way, that'll give him more time to get more information if it
Yeah,
becomes
yeah,
available to him.
yeah. It wouldn't be no
Okay.
bashing.
So I'm a
I wouldn't do that. You know, not
I,
on. I wouldn't. You
no.
know, use this platform to bash him or
Right.
call him out or talk
Somebody
down to
somebody
him and
said
nothing like
we got
that. It is just
served. Somebody said we got served
Steak and
steak and potatoes on
potatoes.
a trash
on
can
trash
lid.
can lid. Lord have mercy.
God damn,
So
But
that was a good one.
but I was gonna say this, and my gripe is the comments. I know everybody like, oh, I don't care about the comments. But my
Mhm.
thing is this: if he would have made the post and the comments would have been cut off like he did with other stuff, I ain't tripping. Okay, you gonna do what you do. But I felt like he cut the comments off when he didn't like what was being said.
Keith, can you answer this question? Do we have a language? Miss Nicole Adams said, "Do we have language to strike if they close a plant?"
oh, you gonna
Let
strike?
me
You can't
go.
force a company to keep it plant open. You see what happened in with Chrysler with Sean Fain's plant.
Yeah,
You can protest all
Yeah,
day. They gonna run the business. If they
they're
gonna
gonna
close the
run the
doors.
business how they
Look at
choose.
what happened in
with or
Louisiana.
without you.
With or without you, yeah, you can strike all day. If they decide to close that
Yeah.
door, they're gonna close that door. But I want to say something to Cotton because he said
Who?
something that D. I'm sorry. He
Demetrius.
I'm
Oh, I'm
sorry,
like
Demetrius.
Cotton.
Demetrius.
I'm looking at the comments like, where's Cotton?
I still call him Cotton in Kansas City.
Yeah.
so, so
Mhm.
Cotton, you made a statement that you can't blame the members for what happened about the about the about them getting an overflow plant and all of that. And I'm saying that's not good information. That's not true because you just said it's going to boil down to what's cost effective, and what's cost
Mhm.
effective is going to boil down to those
Mhm.
numbers. It's going to boil down to that absenteeism rate. It's going to boil down to
Mhm.
boil down to that quality. It's going to boil down to that flow. It's going to boil down to
Mhm.
people coming in and leaving.
All right.
That plays a role. Now we in this
Mhm.
situation. We in this situation now. And here go the ugly word. We got to compete.
All right. See
We
that?
got to
Mhm.
I'm
compete.
glad you said that,
Mhm.
right? Because I
Yes.
know what's
And
going to
we still
start
got tough.
happening, right?
We still got, yeah, because don't forget, management got to compete too. It's
I
about to
understand.
get tight,
I understand
I
all that.
believe.
Like, so we've been running 6 days a week for 12 plus years, right? Almost 12
Yes.
years. All right.
Yes.
So what I
Yes.
feel like is about, and sometimes seven, right?
Yeah.
So what I feel like is this was about to start happening because since I transferred here almost 13 years ago, the only time that plant did not run was weather related or COVID. It was never because people weren't
Mhm.
here, right? So they're still producing the trucks are still moving. They're still people are working overtime to I just don't want people to start trying to say, "Hey, it's because you have FMLA. That's why we're losing a plant, losing a product or something like that. That's not. I don't believe that. Now
Mhm.
I'm not saying I'm. This is just my opinion. We speak our opinions on this show, right?
It, yeah,
This
no doubt.
Mhm.
this just
It,
my opinion. I
it's
feel
not
like we've been
because it's not because you have FMLA. It's because of it's one of the contributing factors is absenteeism.
There's a comment.
You
Is
think that's one of those
absenteeism.
factors in the overflow plant? Is that what you're
Huh?
saying? You're saying you think one of the issues with us getting an overflow plant is our attendance?
One of the issues with getting the overflow plant is that when you look at our flow and we got to meet that demand. DM gonna meet that. Let me tell you something about DM. DM not gonna play with you. You're not gonna stop that money.
Mhm.
You're not gonna stop the money.
But I'm
so
asking you,
no
do you think
I
that's
know
the
what you
reason we
no.
are?
What he's saying is
is
having an overflow plant. It's going to start coming down to competition, right? So if they have
exactly
Mhm.
better attendance than we have, that will be a factor if
in their decision. Yeah.
if it
Mhm.
comes down to Lake Orion or here. That will come down to a decision, right? And I
Yes.
don't want to quote you wrong, my brother,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
So
It
my
plays
and
a
my
role.
point is, for 12 years, right? We've been
Hmm.
running 6 to 7 days, three
Yeah.
shifts for most of
Yeah.
that time, right?
Yep. Yep.
And and, and how many days did they were they not able to function because of manpower?
They function. They've
Yes.
always functioned.
Mhm.
How many
Mhm.
days did they say, hey, well, we're not gonna run today because we don't have enough people?
Mhm.
Nah,
They'll have us
they've always
line
functioned.
hopping.
They would
Okay,
run temps. They would run temps
so
from one line
the
to another line.
GM's
That's
Yep.
function.
Line
line is
hopping.
what?
Say what?
Keep
GM's
that
bottom line is
line
what? The
going.
trucks,
Keep
right?
that line.
Yeah.
They don't care about my bilateral carpal tunnel. They don't care about Asia's situations. They care about the trucks. The trucks are still being produced. Whether someone's coming in and working 12 hours and someone's staying over to do 12 or do
Hmm.
16. I just don't want it to be like that's the main factor. Like that's the main
Nah,
factor. The main
nah.
factor
I see what
is,
you're saying. I see what
you
you're
know what
saying.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
The
Okay.
main
Yeah.
factor is
Yeah.
after 12 years of us working all these days and all this, we still can't keep up with demand, which is that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
good
It's
thing,
a good
right?
Right.
thing.
It
And then
Okay.
is.
we shipping
So
out.
so to all those people who've been complaining about working 6 days, they're gonna think like initially like, oh, this is a good thing. We only working every other Saturday now, or we only working one Saturday a month now, and they're cool with it, right? Because they've been complaining that the work life balance
Mhm.
everybody talk about, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there are those who been working so much overtime they have adjusted their lifestyle. They've bought bigger homes.
According.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got the best Cadillacs in the lot. You know what I'm saying? They driving so that they worry those. You know what I mean? They become that all that has to change. If taking Saturdays away from you for the month, that's a lot of money, right?
And
Yeah.
yeah, that is. But let's remember this. I mean not Fairfax. Janesville and Arlington worked coexisted together for a little while. They was building the same product for a little while. Then it got tight. The economy
And
got tight.
right, and because of
One of them had to go.
Arlington's low, do you believe that Arlington's location in Texas was a major factor on why Arlington kept producing and they shut down Janesville?
What? Yes. You in the middle
All
of the
right,
country. You're close to the border.
okay,
Yes.
so
You can get trucks to California and out to New York at the same length of time.
that's
Yes.
right. You're right. So that these are some of the things that, as a leader, you can say, "Hey, this is not a good thing," but these are the things that are in our favor. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Our
Yeah.
Mhm.
location is in our favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be. You could say it would be even good if he had said, "Uh, now I'm not blaming nobody, but just like you just said, it almost becomes a competition. Let's try to do better
Mhm.
at this. Be a
Yeah.
leader. Let's try to do better
Mhm.
at." when we're using our FMLA, or when we're calling in, or when let's try to do better at that, to let these people know that we are still here, that we are still a good plant. This is,
Yes.
do you hear the way I'm talking with confidence? Not no, I'm talking like this for a reason. I'm trying to show confidence to our members. Like, we gonna be all right. These are the things you can say. Don't just say it's a bad thing and then to fly off and back into your office and get some more information that you come back with. Like, you got to be a leader 24 hours, 7 days a week. You got to be our leader. You don't get to turn that off. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. It has nothing to do
And
with the information. The information was right. He ain't
and
make the information. It is what it is. It's
and
public.
on
That's information.
on another high note, and it's funny how this fell. We just Arlington, we just got the award for Truck of the Year, right? That
Right.
JD Powers. I know a lot of people don't realize how important that is. That's
That's hella
almost
important.
guaranteed sales for at least the next 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
That one award, that's how powerful that JD Powers award is. All right, that's nothing to look down on. And then they come out and say you have overflow. So we got opportunity to keep our market shares. The 75% that Lynn is talking about is true. That overflow may just be to meet demand, and we're going to coexist. But a lot of us are talking from experience. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That yeah, that usually that's what end up happening when the demand drops. But we just got that JD Powers. We just got it the day before they announced this.
I mean, because I was in Louisiana when they closed with a brand new plant. The floors moved, man. You didn't even have to walk in that mother. The floors was moving you to the damn job. You understand me? That was a
Damn.
good ass plant out there. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they didn't close
Yeah.
because of no overflow. That,
Nah.
you know why they closed? Because the mayor told me this. They wanted Jindal. He was the governor or something. Didn't want to take no tax breaks. So
Yeah.
that's when it comes to financing. Okay, well, y'all don't want to take no tax breaks. We gonna break this damn plan up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's always other factors involved. It's always
Right.
other factors.
True. Well, we know Texas can give you all the tax break you want.
Yeah.
they gonna,
So
they look
that's
what
what
they
I'm
gave Jerry
saying.
World.
Don't just give the bad. If you want to give the bad as a leader, get and put some confidence in it. That's all I'm saying. Just
Right.
just
Okay.
give me something to fight with. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me, D, we got to go fight JoJo them outside, but JoJo them can fight now. I might in my head, I'm like, shit. Uh, but we gonna go
We
anyway
gonna
because if
lose,
you
but
got
we gonna get
confidence,
it.
I'm riding
Yeah.
with you. You understand? But if you start shaking and you tell myself, D, I'm gonna go use the bathroom right quick. Hell no, you not. You finna come on. You the leader. I'm fighting with you. We finna go. That's all I'm saying. Give me something. Don't turn in the comments off. That's one thing, but that's like you just tucked your tail a little bit. It just got overwhelmed, and he was like, you know what? I gotta, you know what I mean? Like you said, he human too, right? He got to,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It was overwhelming him too fast, I think. So he just
Hmm.
it's like, oh shit, I can stop there. I don't want to read no more of that shit today. You know what I mean? I got enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand all that. I'm just saying, going
The
forward, this is
delivery, the
this, yeah,
caption, and the
this
turning
didn't
off the
happen now. That's
comment.
over. That's out the way. It
Yeah.
didn't happen now. So all we gotta do is deal with it. Be
Yeah.
mindful. You understand? Pay
Right.
attention. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And move forward without fear. Like, nothing done in fear. I don't believe in living in fear. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
Yeah.
believe in
Right.
a higher power. I don't believe in fear. So I'm just gonna keep doing my part. Everybody just keep doing their part, doing your job, and keep the needle moving, and just pray for the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My grandmother
Right.
always told
Right.
me, "You give it to God and you be done with it."
And
And
he'll
don't
do
even
the
give it to
rest.
God if you're gonna still walk around with the burden. You understand me?
Right.
So that's why I'm at with it.
Right.
So if it's
Yeah.
all right with
All
y'all,
right. Well,
oh, go ahead.
I would like to, like I say, hopefully extend a invitation for Kenny to come on with us within the next few weeks. And then that'll give him time to get more information to presented to us,
All right.
and go from there. We're
Yeah.
all majority of us in a is in a agreement. It was the caption and then the
Right.
turning off the comments, because you would want to hear from the members their concerns and stuff like that. So I definitely get that and understand that as well.
Right. Because Quita, what did you do?
Uh, what I did that same night, I was on Google. I told Keith this too. I was on Google looking up Orion, Lake Orion community, the housing, apartment finders, all of that. I like to know what my options are. I went to that contract book and I was reading stuff because I want to know what's available to me. I don't want to be caught 2 years from now with my pants down, not knowing where I'm going, what I'm doing. So if I
Yeah.
can
And see
know
that,
my options
and
that's available.
right.
So
And see that's my thing with that. We might, the president, Demetrius, me, we have experienced all of this.
Right.
This ain't our first rodeo. But you got a lot of people in the plant that
That's
don't know
new to it.
nothing but
Yes.
Arlington. They have
Yes.
never experienced nothing like this. They don't know what's coming up the line. They don't know the head from their tail, what's going on, what do
Yeah.
it mean. And that's my only thing is like, yeah, I might not panic. And because like I said, I've been rolling with the GM punches since 2009 doing my first transfer. So I'm gonna live like I've been living. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. I'm
Right.
just gonna pay attention and be aware. But what I might do, the next person might not know to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, I'm not. I'm done with the comments cut off. I'm over it. Moving forward, I appreciate him putting a different post out yesterday with more explanation and everything, and leaving the comments on. I appreciate that. But
Mm-hmm.
moving forward, just I'm
Me
all
too, Lily.
about transparency and communication. That's my biggest thing. They're my two biggest things: communication and transparency. And not just for me, but for the new hires, for the people coming in that don't know nothing else. This is all they know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and they like, oh, do I have enough time to even hold? If we get rid of a shift, what does this mean for me moving forward? Should I be looking for
Mm-hmm.
another job? Should I be going back to school? This is all the things I'm hearing on the floor, you know,
Right.
and that shouldn't be for us to answer.
Right. Right.
yeah.
Let
So
me
So,
address Andrea Brown stated contract is up in 27, right? Do we think this will play a part in the negotiations? Our contract
hell
ends
yeah.
April of 2028. I believe it's April 28th.
It's not 4 years no more.
4.5, right?
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, it's April of 2028, but I'm not for sure
Yeah.
if it's April 28th, 2028 or not. Let me look it up.
Okay, James said one thing to know about Lake Orion, they are recommissioning the railroad that goes to the plant, whether that be for shipping in and out, I don't know. Orion also doesn't have a stamping division. Orion ain't never had a stamping division.
they don't need one because the stamping plant is right down the street.
Right. We ain't never had a stamping plant inside the facility.
Right. So I want to say this about my side of the
April
house, if you guys
30th.
don't mind. Is that all right
Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
about my
You
side
got
of
the
the
floor.
house? Okay.
Yep.
Um, Listen, I know sometimes at our union
Why you
meetings
talking? I'll
things
be
get
right back.
But
I know sometimes at our union meeting things get a little contentious. Things get a little
Mm-hmm.
little heated. You can't, no matter how heated it get, you can't make threats to people. In today's age, threats are taken very serious. I've never realized how much we take that with a grain of salt. And it's kind of considered shop talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it's serious because when you go outside the doors and you make those threats are taken serious.
Mm-hmm.
Please do not make threats. Don't call the
Mm-hmm.
region making threats. Don't call up north making threats. Don't come in the union hall making threats. And let's be respectful. Let's be respectful
Mm-hmm.
of everybody's opinion. Say what you have to
Mm-hmm.
say. Sit down. You got to make a motion. Make your motion. Get your vote. Sit down. Let's work on keeping the peace. And another thing I want to add. We have a we have a new committee, the member to member.
Mm-hmm.
We know about the communication gap. We know about it. We doing the best we can to try to help close it. We got an app, we got a website, and so on and so
Mm-hmm.
forth. There's information on it, but people just don't go to it to look, don't turn
Mm-hmm.
to it for a source of information. So with the member, they kind of create like a newsletter, kind of deal with just the bullets of
Mm-hmm.
information that's like in the minutes, or that's, yeah, just like that's in the minutes regarding conferences, the information, the chairman, the president's shop reports and everything. Tune into it. They did their first one last month. I think it's a success because there's a lot of information in there people didn't know that was going on. People didn't know that was in those minutes. And we got a lot of calls, a lot of questions got answered. So they're going to be coming out again in the next week or so. You're going to see that little green paper. It's going to have a what's that little staticky thing? QR
The
code. It's going to
who?
have a
QR code. QR
it's going to
code.
have a QR code. I call it a
What
staticky
did you
thing.
call it?
A staticky thing.
And that boy said the staticky thing. That boy cool.
you
I'm
know,
like,
you
what?
know I'm old. So use it. Use it.
Yeah.
And use the you let's
Okay.
try to use the resources that's there when we need to get information, because Lindsay puts the information on the website. She puts it on the
Okay.
website. We putting it the member they putting it into this newsletter. And it's all
Mhm.
pertinent information for the month of where we are. Where are we? We in June. So for all the
June.
pertinent
Mm-hmm.
information in June
Mhm.
is there. All the conferences that's coming up is going to be in there. All
Mhm.
information that need to get out to the masses is going to be in there. So let's use that. This gap we have with communication in today's age, it don't have to be, but we all have to do our part. I can't
Yeah.
come to your job, put it in your face so you can read it. I can't do that. You
Mhm.
got to want to know the information. You got to know, and you got to want to know where to go to get the information. And it's going to
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
there. Let's use it. Let's all pull our weight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Leonard said, "We are men and women first that have the obligation to protect our family. So a threat to that should not be taken lightly. You can be mad or not like someone all you want, but you cannot threaten them. Period.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't know.
True.
Yeah, I
True.
ain't
Yeah.
threatening nobody. Ain't nobody threatening me. I'm good with all that. Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
And
hand
that
me
could
the
be.
head to wear the
correction.
crown.
And
Hand me the
correction. The
head to wear the crown.
contract ends on April 30th of 2028. May Day.
God damn.
I said possibly the 28th, but no, it's April 30th.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it's
Yeah.
in our oh y'all can't see it. In our UA agreement, the highlighted one. That's the resource I use.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Leonard,
well,
Anything else
you
you?
texting too fast, Leonard. Slow down, brother. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else
Uh,
you'd like to add, President?
yeah, I'm doing my shop talk
line.
at 7 o'clock.
We'll be
All
asleep.
right.
We've been up all day. Look.
Okay.
Boy,
Look. We'll rewatch it tonight. Before
Right.
you
Look.
go on,
I
I'm
have
gonna
to
try
text
yeah,
to
you our
tune in.
questions.
I'm gonna try to
I'm
tune in.
ladies, I'm looking forward to going to the conference next
Yes,
week with y'all.
yes,
Hopefully we can
Yeah.
learn how to do what we're doing a little better, learn some more information about, what I mean, how to get through to our members and keep things in progression. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Yeah.
things progressing. Uh I'm looking for I've never been to Black Lake. Uh so I'm looking forward to that. Every time I've been to any type of classes regarding the union, I always learn something. So uh I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Me
Mhm.
too. Me too.
and
You know,
remember,
and you guys can. Oh, go ahead, Taquita. Tell them about
and
the.
remember what's good in the union hood. Any personal accomplishments, professional achievements, proud parent moment, proud self moment. Get those in on the 1st and the 15th of each month at 276 speakup.podcast@gmail.com. Get those proud
I'm going to be
moments
doing
in.
I'm also going to be doing another grief meetup the first week of. August. Gonna do it in two parts. So second shift get to get don't have to worry about going into work. So we're gonna try to organize that. We're gonna try to have it a little bit different this time. Again, I would not be giving no counseling because I'm still going through grief myself.
Right.
For all those
Right.
who, because there were some people who called Michigan on me. They wanted to get me in trouble. I just wanted
Uh-huh.
to get people together and
Yeah.
express each other's grief and talk it out. Because I continue to say, talking about an issue is much better than holding it in. And
Mhm.
whoever's been through grief, Keith, I know you have, Asia, whoever been through, y'all understand what I'm saying. When you talk it out to someone and you hear that you're not the only one going through something, it
Right.
makes things better. It don't make it
Yeah.
where you're just perfect. You'll never be perfect if you lose a loved one. You'll never be perfect, but
Right.
you get stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like the union. A union will never be perfect. But if we work together and talk out
Yes.
issues and learn more and get more education about unions, we can be strong. A union can always get stronger. It'll never be perfect. So I'm
Right.
gonna be giving out more information on that. I hope more people attend. And I just wanted to, before we close, I just want to say, Keith, thanks for coming on the show today. Give him a round of
No doubt.
Yes.
applause, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
appreciate you for
And the
coming
Yes.
pain
through.
dealing with us. Okay, I
Yeah.
got a question, Mr. President, real quick before we get off. It was I roll my eyes.
Can you save it for his live so we can support him? No, I'm
No,
joking.
I would be asleep. I ain't been asleep. No, because it's something we talk about on here,
Yeah.
so maybe he can look into it for us. We were
Mhm.
talking about different things or whatever, so we were wondering, and I don't know, like it's just a thought
Spit
of
it out.
us. Let me get to it, sir. Okay, but we was thinking about like is a membership donating a card, a flower, something when we have a
Mhm.
member that passes away. We were
Mhm.
just talking about. I seen somebody had. I think it was Tequila was posted. Had said something about
Yes.
it wasn't nobody that showed up. Um, what was his
And
name?
spoke on behalf Paul Lawrence Johnson, the last union brother that I funeral I went to. We were
Mm-hmm.
there, but as far as how they have church resolutions at a
Mm-hmm.
funeral or high
Mm-hmm.
school
Okay. Yeah.
resolutions, I'm sorry.
I,
I felt that we 5,000 members, whatever the case may be, somebody should have spoke on our behalf and gave that family UAW Local 276 resolutions to let them know that, yes, we're praying for them, we're with them and stuff like that. I
okay.
don't know
So
if it's something already in place with our chaplain. Maybe it is, and they're not doing it, or maybe it's not, and it could be implemented. It was
Or
just a
okay.
even
conversation that we had.
right. And I was just
So
saying, even if in the absence of them,
Mm-hmm.
if it's something that they can't go to or not available, a card, a flower,
Mm-hmm.
we just was brainstorming different things because we spend a
Yeah.
lot of time with these people in the plant, and they become
Yeah.
extended family.
okay. So
Yeah.
there's a process with that. We can send a chaplain, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, come by request. Okay, because we got to respect the
Okay.
families.
Okay.
We got to respect the families' privacy. All right,
Hmm.
Okay.
and not only that, yeah, we got to be invited to it, and then we would find a chaplain who can meet that. And it's a non, and again, he had to volunteer to do it. It's a non-paid 109. But let me say this: I know that the past president he used to go to funerals and he used to do that stuff, and unfortunately, I don't go to funerals. Yeah, and I don't I just don't attend funerals. I didn't even, my grand I don't attend funerals. And I'm sorry that I don't represent the local like that when it comes to funerals, but we can send a chaplain there. But it gotta come by
Or
request.
or even if
Or
not,
a member.
couldn't the chaplains like when a death happened, couldn't they send like a card with Local 276,
Flowers.
are you are in our thoughts and prayers. Just showing
Okay.
that this job didn't go in vain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they
Flowers,
didn't give
something.
5, 10, 15, 20 years and you don't hear
So
nothing.
Or even
so
2
now
years, two
so when it
months.
co-
It doesn't
so
matter.
Yeah.
so let me explain
Something.
this. Let me explain this. We under administratorship. Everything we do have to be the final
Mm-hmm.
decision is the administrator. Let me get that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we're going to need a bylaw to use
Okay.
union funds to pay a chaplain to go to a member in good standing, a member in good standing's funeral and speak on behalf of the local. Because when it comes to union funds, it has to be specific and it has to serve the membership. We need it in the bylaw. So
So we will
we
go
can
to the
I
we
bylaw
can
I
committee.
get what you're saying about the bylaws, but why does it have to be paid? Why we just can't do it voluntarily? If the chaplain
agree.
can't do it, why can't another member do it? Whether we know them or not, they are a part
I
of us. We go through a
and
lot of stuff together, and we.
it
I just
it
want
don't
our family to know in our time of need that
yeah
you guys are thinking of us. Everything shouldn't have money tied
shouldn't
to
have
it.
a money. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true too. But I'm saying, well, yeah, and it don't have to be
That's
because
why I say even in card.
we have some good chaplains who would do it, who would volunteer and do it,
Mm-hmm.
and we would and and we would sponsor, we would cover them. So if you come with the request, if you come with the request to the union hall, give it to the president, that would be me, and I will reach out to the chaplaincy committee, and the chairman of the chaplaincy committee is Craven. He would he can find a chaplain who can attend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
Demetrius and Keith, do y'all remember at Fairfax them white sheets we used to get, them reports? They used to be
Mm-hmm.
by the doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do y'all remember if you turned it over, it would have a list of everybody that passed away?
the obituary. Yeah, yeah.
Why we don't?
Again, we living in that. I asked that same question when I came in the office. We living in the age where privacy is important, and some family
Mm-hmm.
members don't want that. Some family members don't want that information out there, and we can't put ourselves on the hook because they are a member, and we want everybody to know. But now it has to come by. It needs to come by request. So if it come by
So do.
request, it protects us.
Mhm.
It protects the local. We're not invading nobody's privacy, and we can do it.
So do we have someone in place? Well, I'm sure we don't because we
They
depend
can
on
look
each
into that.
other. As far as when to be a contact person, again, I don't know if it's already in place with the chaplains or not. But when a member passed, do we have something in place to where, um, or a person that the family could notify and go from there? I'm not talking on GM side. I'm talking on our side because I know GM had, the life insurance and all of that, but us, the
I'm not
members, do
understanding.
we have
I'm not
something in
understanding.
place?
I'm not understanding what you're asking. I'm
God
sorry.
forbid if I die
Listen,
right now while we on
she
this
she
live,
just she just wants
who can my
someone to
family
be
contact
yes.
All
in
right.
our district or our local and let you guys know that I passed? Do we have a person in place for that?
A
Yes.
contact person.
You
Okay.
yes. Usually
Okay.
they come to the hall. They're called
Mm-hmm.
Kim Houston, the financial secretary, or
Mm-hmm.
you reach out. Your best bet is to leave the message at the union hall because
Mm-hmm.
then we got access. We can get in contact with the chairman of the chaplaincy
Chaplain.
committee.
Okay.
Yeah, the chaplaincy committee. That's what they do. But everybody don't know the
Okay.
chaplain. Everybody don't know what he looked like. He worked up there
Right.
on the flat track. I call it the flat track,
Right.
but he worked up there on the flat track, and
Mm-hmm.
you probably won't know what he looked like. So your best bet is to get in touch at the hall, leave the message. We get in touch with Craven. Craven reach out to you. It's either Craven or
Okay.
Roy.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't
All
know,
right.
maybe others didn't know this, so that's why I wanted to ask that, so that we can
Mhm.
know, so that when it happens, we can let each other know. Okay, go to the union hall. That's your point of contact. Let Kim Houston know, and they'll go from
Mhm.
there. All right, thank
Yeah,
you. So we
and
know
Well,
what we
great,
gotta
great.
do.
hope I
Uh,
didn't just throw Kim out there, but usually that's what I see. People let Kim know she the one to get the Bibles and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
she was the point of contact from what I seen. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great show again, y'all. Great show today. Great show. We just threw this together because we
Yes.
just wanted to get Keith on to
Yeah.
address the issues. So,
Yeah.
great show. I appreciate you again, my brother.
No
Ladies, y'all
doubt.
get some sleep.
Oh,
I
and I
am
want to say
too.
before we get off, Juneteenth. Juneteenth is coming up next week.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
having a Juneteenth celebration for each shift. I'm assuming third shift would be probably Tuesday night because we're off
Let me
Wednesday.
pull
And
it up.
also, don't forget, it's a
No,
blackout night. It is
we're
a
off
blackout
Thursday.
night.
It's
So
on Wednesday. We're off
please,
Thursday.
I think Juneteenth is on Thursday, right?
Huh?
For third shifters.
It's on
Third shift,
Thursday.
we're off the day before.
The
The
forum said
Wednesday.
18th, the
everybody
night.
is on Wednesday because we're off Thursday.
Huh?
Are we off Thursday?
I think
Yeah,
Juneteenth
you
is
know,
on
We
Thursday.
off it's
Yes.
yeah, we off Wednesday night.
So
you off
every
Yeah.
Wednesday night, but you go to work Thursday night.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think our celebration, I'm not 100% sure, so check, but I think ours might be Tuesday night
Yeah.
because we we're off Wednesday and we come back on Juneteenth
I'll pull it up.
night. And it's a blackout. Also, again, happy Pride Month. June is Pride Month, so happy Pride Month to everybody. Um, I think
It's
that's
health and wellness
it.
fair going on.
Oh yes.
And the people
I think
standing
today is today the last day?
Tomorrow.
June
Tomorrow.
13th.
Tomorrow?
June 13th. Tomorrow.
Okay. And it's I think
Hmm.
it's to 7 p.m.
Friday the
Yeah.
So
13th.
and again, I'm gonna say this again. Congratulations to all the 2025 graduates, whether
Yes.
it's elementary school, middle school, high school, college. Congratulations.
Yes.
Hey, we got the church coming out. Shot Talk 276. Do your part.
Let's go.
What you gonna be talking about tonight, Keith?
The same stuff we were just talking about. But
Okay.
Raw
Without
data.
without us without us jumping down your throat. And and
Yeah.
again, I appreciate every we all appreciate everybody that tuned in, that commented, gave questions, gave feedback, gave opinions. We appreciate it. This is a platform for
Yes.
all of us. This is a way of communication for all of us.
Hazel,
Um,
you got to hang up now.
yes.
You got to go.
You hang up.
Yeah.
We
Chris say good
You
night,
got to
everyone. Have
bye,
a
Mr.
good
President.
night.
go.
Be
Bye.
safe. Be
Later,
Talk to
y'all.
you
blessed.
later. We gotta do our closing. Look,
Goodbye. Close us out, Chris.
right. All right, but
Now,
okay,
good.
like I was saying,
Oh,
um,
he closing us all out.
right. Look, like I was saying,
We gonna
we
get us
appreciate
out
everybody
of
tuning
here.
in.
Yeah.
Please go like, follow, and share our YouTube channel and our
Yeah.
Facebook channel, 276 Speak Up.
Yeah.
And on that note,